Christian. This has been a really long time coming for me.
I was far from happy and I was far from myself.
What do I believe about the nature of existence and the world and God?
The main struggles I see in my clients who are questioning religion is that sense of a loss of a stable platform on which to stand and how disorienting that can feel. I do therapy with people who have mental health concerns. I also specialize in helping people through what we would call faith transitions or faith crises. So these are people who've come from maybe years and years of long-held religious beliefs, and for whatever reason, they're going through changes to those or challenges to those, and that can be very emotionally distressing for a person. It doesn't feel safe to just openly volunteer, hey, everything you taught me to believe, mom and dad, or friends that I share these beliefs with, I'm sort of re-examining all of it. To help someone who's going through a faith crisis or transition is to make space for them. I want to provide a 100% non-judgmental, growth-inducing, expansion, exploring, facilitating environment where they can talk about any of their fears, questions, doubts, where they can explore the costs to changing their mind about things. I grew up LDS. The church was a lot of what directed our day-to-day lives. Daily family activities were around church rituals or reading scriptures together or kneeling down in a circle in the middle of our living room every morning, kneeling the right way so that we could have family prayer. And if you didn't kneel the right way, then, you got a little bit in trouble for that. Graduate school is when I first developed this sort of inkling or itchy sensation that I couldn't quite scratch, that maybe not everything was perfect or the way I thought it was with my long-held religious beliefs. I feared what it meant that I was considering turning away from something that I was taught was the capital T truth. There was a huge amount of fear about what it would just mean pragmatically for my occupation, for my job. I had to have essentially a temple recommend or an endorsement every year from my LDS bishop. And if I didn't meet those criteria, at any point I was in danger of losing that job. When I made the decision to leave my religion, I gave up a lot of things. But at the top of the list for me, for sure, is I gave up a very steady and stable job with great people. It's pretty painful to think about all the stuff I had to give up. I think this is the part people who are maybe still in religion don't understand. Along the way, I gave up a sense of authenticity or genuineness. I had to misrepresent myself to a lot of people, just practically, so I could keep my job and keep our income and sustain my family. I gave up friendships. Oh, so I guess this is my church Sunday class. So this would have been right after I got out of nursery, my first primary class, age 3 or 4. I gained the freedom to decide what gives my life meaning. I gained a significantly deeper appreciation for just being alive. There were always these sort of religious concepts that were acting, I think, as interference for a lot of the things that I was trying to connect to in my life, including people or a sense of meaning. Removing that has actually freed me up to engage it at a much more authentic and pure level. People go to therapy when they disaffiliate from their religion because it is super complicated and it's often very highly emotional, very distressing, very destabilizing, disorienting. An entire paradigm gets turned upside down or obliterated so that it doesn't even exist anymore. Trust me, you are not alone. And in a high involvement religion like the LDS faith, it can feel like you're alone. But working as a therapist for as long as I have in the environment in which I have, I can promise you there are more people than you might imagine, and some that might surprise you, that are similarly questioning or have been through a period of examination and questioning. I kind of think it's one of the coolest things I've done with my life. And I know some people would be like offended by that, like my parents. They would not want to hear that. And I know that's kind of maybe hard to understand for someone who's still very much committed to the faith that I left. But it's one of the things I'm honestly most proud of. It might be one of the things that one of the accomplishments that I'm most proud of at the end of my life.